Hey, greetings everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement, back with a video. It's been a few days. I've been away. I've been in Michigan, in the Detroit area, Clarkson, Michigan, Auburn Hills area. If anybody's familiar with the Michigan area, I went down there for the weekend to see Billy Strings. Two concerts, Friday and Saturday night, at the Pine Knob Music Theater, and I'm here to tell you about it because I am excited. Um, we left Friday morning, had a bit of an issue. The highway, anybody knows Southern Ontario, Canada, there's the 401, go east to west. That's the only highway you got. And it was closed down with a major accident, two major accidents, believe it or not. In west of Toronto, like a half an hour west in the Guelph Kitchener area, we had to get off the highway. And I'm going, I don't know where to go. I don't know how to detour this. I don't know when you can get back on. I don't know anything. I call my buddy Rob at Northern Revolutions, who lives in Guelph. Rob was patient enough, 15 phone calls later, to get me through. We had to go, like, the exits were closed forever. It was really, so Rob, thank you so much. So it took us a while to get there. Got there Friday afternoon about 2 in the afternoon, I think, and checked into our hotel. And we decided to go to a couple of record stores. There's not really much in the immediate area we were in. There was one, I can't remember the name of the darn place now. It was very small, and it was an old dude like myself running it. And he had some used CDs and used vinyl and stuff like that. Now, I was looking for a CD. When I sold my SACDs, I sold a copy of Asia, the Steely Dan album, the Steely Dan album I really love, and couldn't find it to replace it. And my hit list when I went down there was, if I hit a used CD store and find Asia, I'll be happy. I walk in there, bang, bang, bang. About the fifth CD I look for, Asia for $1. Thank you. So right away, the trip's a success. Anyway, wasn't much in that store. We left. We went to this other place called Second and Charles. It was like a new store that sold vinyl and CDs and games and Funko Pops and all kinds of pop culture type stuff. And I went with my cousin Jack, by the way, or my nephew Jack, who's just the most awesome dude, man. 21 years old and just has such great taste in music. It's awesome. Anyway, found a couple things there, and then we went home, got ready, and headed down to the venue because we had no idea what was going on down there. The doors were opening at 6:30. We didn't know about parking or anything because when I bought my ticket on Ticketmaster, I kept getting these emails saying, make sure you buy preferred parking. The parking is a nightmare. You're not going to get a spot if you don't pay $45 US for parking. And I talked to somebody on the Steve Hoffman forums who said, no, I'm hearing there's lots of parking. Sure enough, we get in the venue. Now, I got to say, talk about this Pine Knobs Theater before I get into the Billy String thing. One of the best venues I've ever been to. Getting in and out is an absolute pleasure. I was in and out within a minute, both times. 15,000 people trying to get, and I got out in no time. It was fantastic. You get there, parking's free. Where the hell does anybody at a concert venue give you free parking? Everywhere else, like, they're ripping you off for 30 or $35. There was preferred parking if you wanted to pay for it, but there was enough free parking. They also had a shakedown street set up, so Billy's kind of got this Grateful Dead vibe going on. You know, the Deadheads always followed them around and set up their wares for you to buy. And that's what's going on with Billy Strings. So the first night we didn't do that. What we did is we lined up for the limited edition posters. So we lined up for like an hour and 20 minutes before we got to the front. There were these foil posters that sold for $75. I think I thought 700 of them. I could be wrong. And people were eating those up. We never got a shot at one of those. $75. I noticed they're on eBay now, selling for $200-300. Um, I did manage to get the $30 poster, which is right here. Let me see if I can get that. So it's dedicated to the show, Pine Knobs Music Theater, Clarkson, October 4th, 2024. Billy Strings, man, really cool poster. So real happy with that. They were $30 the posters. Then we went in the venue 6:30 or quarter 7, 7 o'clock, whatever. Found our seats. We had fantastic seats, row S. So the layout of this place, now the amphitheaters I'm used to going to, like the Budweiser stage in Toronto, the seats are pretty much straight right across the stage and then straight back and then a lawn. This place, it's almost like semicircle and a, a little more on a steeper angle. So when you're in row at, man, I felt like I could reach out and touch Billy. It was great. So we were like, what, 18 rows back or something like that? And it was friggin' the best seat, man. It was awesome. We had great seats. The second night, we had lawns because we just couldn't afford good seats both nights. So the lawns, we sat in the lawns for the second night, but the sound in that place is impeccable. It's so good. Even on the lawns, they have speakers dedicated for the people on the lawns, and it is just crystal clear, the right volume. It is just perfect. This place is fantastic. I am definitely going back to Pine Knobs. I loved it there. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So what a great venue. Let's go with concerts now. Billy comes on stage around 8 o'clock. Great band. I don't know if you're familiar with his band lineup, but I mean, it's basically a bluegrass lineup. He's got a mandolin player, double bass or bass fiddle, Billy on guitar, Billy Failing on banjo, fiddle player. Fantastic. They came out first night. They cover Johnny Cash, Big River. I mean, oh, man, what a great opening track. Then they went into a song called Know It All, which is one of my favorite tracks. It's the opening track from an album called Renewal, which I really like. He did a lot of covers, man. And the fans, let me tell you, the fans just love this guy. And there's a reason. He is just the coolest dude. And I am just on such a high from this thing. It was the greatest musical night, Friday and Saturday night, both, of my entire concert life, which goes back to 1967. And I'm talking Zeppelin, Hendrix, Janis, the Stones, anybody you can name. This was my musical highlight. I am just couldn't have been more thrilled. The music was incredible. Every minute, every second, I am just on such a high from this thing. I also got a Billy Strings hat and a hoodie. Thank God for the hoodie, man, because it was freaking cold at night. Anyway, so Billy throws in a lot of covers. He does a lot of traditional stuff and then throws in his kind of jammy stuff and psychedelic bluegrass. I don't know what you want to call some of it, but he's just a phenomenal guitar player, and the whole band just rocks. They're amazing. The first cover he did was Riding That Midnight Train, which is a Doc Watson song, I think. Also did a Widespread Panic cover called All Time Low, if anybody's a fan of that band. The first night, because Billy and his wife just had their first child about 4 days before the show. He was born. And Billy talked a lot about being a new dad and all that, and then brought out his dad, who's actually his stepdad, but it's been his dad since he was like 2 or something. So he just has such love and respect for Terry, his we'll call Billy's dad. And they did some bluegrass songs, and then also did a cover of George Gershwin's Summertime, which was frickin' awesome. Anyway, then second set, he did a Jerry Reed cover called Likes of Me. He did some great Meet Me at the Creek. Just a lot. The Friday night show was very jammy. There was a lot of long, extended jams. They were just, the musicianship was just so frickin' good. No encore the first night. Played from 8, left the stage about 11, I think. So certainly got our money's worth. You didn't need an encore. It was incredible. Incredible. Second day, since we'd already hit the 2 local record stores, we got up at like 9 in the morning, had some breakfast, And I said, let's go to Lansing, Michigan. My wife and I used to go to Lansing, Michigan, East Lansing, Michigan, 3 or 4 times a year. We love it there. Great record store there. Elderly Instruments is there. Now, Elderly Instruments is, if you play any instruments at all, it's one of the most respected, best musical instrument stores on the planet. Fantastic. Check out their website if you don't not aware of it. And if you ever get a chance to go to Lansing and go to Elderly, it's fantastic. So I was telling my nephew Jack about it because he plays a bit of guitar. So we should go there. And then there's this cool record store there. So it was an hour and 15-minute drive. So we get there, we go to Elderly. We're there for about 45 minutes, an hour, playing all the banjos, guitars, and stuff like that. It is a phenomenal store. Jack was so impressed. We left there. We went to this record store, which is downtown East Lansing by the university grounds. It's called Flat Black and Singular or Circular FBC. Great store. You go upstairs into this little kind of indoor mall thing, and big store with a ton of inventory, CDs out the yin yang, records. The guys who own it are real cool and real knowledgeable. I picked up a couple of bluegrass CDs. Jack picked up a half a dozen CDs. We had a great time there. Headed back, we had KFC for kind of a early supper, late lunch, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't had KFC for years. So then we went to the venue at 5:30 or 6, and we walked up Shakedown Street and checked out all the wares. There's a lot of people selling tie-dyed T-shirts and pipes and crests and I don't know anything like that kind of cool stuff. It was really good, and the other thing that goes on, which is really funny, I wasn't aware of it. We're walking around on the Friday night, and a lot of people have BMFS on T-shirts, and I'm seeing BMFS. Why does everybody come wear the same company T-shirts? I thought it was. It sounded like a financial institution. Where do you invest your money? Oh, I invest in BMFS. So I didn't know what the hell it was, and I'm seeing like this couple where we're both wearing one, somebody else is wearing one, and then my Jack somehow he clued in on it, he knew what it was, and I'm going because we're walking down Shakedown Street, and they're all selling these crests with BMFS. It stands for Billy Motherfucking Strings. It's a kind of a fun thing that the fans do because you're not allowed for copyright reasons to actually put Billy Strings on the products you're bringing to sell. So everybody does BMFS, and I ended up buying a little pin for my hat. My other hat, I got it on my other hat. It says BMFS. So that was kind of funny. Anyway, second night, Billy starts off with a song off his new album Highway Prayers, which is fantastic, by the way, called In the Clear, which is my favorite song on the album. It's a great, kind of a bluegrassy song. Breaks into a Bill Monroe classic, Ashland Breakdown. Does a song called Psycho, which is a really dark song, and it says on the set list it's tied to a guy named Eddie Nowak. If anybody knows that guy, Noack. What a dark track that is. Oh, and then a song called Thunder by Robert Hunter. He did a John Hartford cover called All Fall Down, which is on Morning Bugle. That went on for a long time. That was fantastic. He did a freaking incredible version of that. Ended the first set with a song called Hold the Woodpile Down, which is a great flat picking tune, which is associated with the Doc Watson family somehow. Comes out for the second set and does a lot of songs from my favorite Billy Strings album, Home. He did Away from the Mire, Long Forgotten Dream. He did the title track, Home, and fantastic. He did a couple other covers. He did a song, Walk On Boy, which is great kind of acoustic bluesy thing, but I thought it was like a Doc Watson thing, but it says on the set list it's a Mel Tillis cover, believe it or not. Did Streamline Cannonball, which is a classic hit from old school country, Roy Acuff. Did a song Leadfoot off the new album, which is really fun. Of course, Dust in a Baggie, he did that on the second night, which is just a great track. Closed with Hide and Seek and came out for an encore. He did this song called Beginning of the End, which is on the new album. It's just a beautiful song, and it was so fitting for this because Billy's from Michigan, and he had a lot of friends and family there, and everybody loves him there. This song, "This Is the Beginning of the End." If there's anybody around, put your arms around a friend. It's kind of a real cool song to leave an audience with, and people were really digging that. And then he closed with one of my favorite bluegrass songs of all time, "Little Maggie," and they were just, I'm telling you, the band's incredible. Everybody gets a chance to shine. And Billy is just the most incredible guitar player and the coolest dude on the planet. I had the best time of my life. I know my nephew Jack did too. If you get a chance to go see Billy Strings, I don't care if you like bluegrass music, you don't like bluegrass music, but if you just like seeing an incredible talent, just go see Billy Strings live. He's fantastic. His fans freaking love him. He's amazing. My favorite artist by a mile right now. So anyway, I hope I kind of relayed how exciting and cool this whole thing was because it was freaking amazing. I'm still like I got home about 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, and I'm still freaking flying. So amazing. Anyway, thanks so much. We will talk soon. Take care.